Hello, everybody. Welcome to OneMore with Danny Coleman. I am Danny Coleman, and we're coming to you live from our sponsor right here in Monmouth Music, located at 30 Monmouth Street in Red Bank, New Jersey. I want to thank Mario for letting us set up shop, as I always do, and allows us to come in here and invade his property on a regular basis. We are also sponsored by Antoinette Boulangerie, 32 Monmouth Street, right here in Red Bank. And I point that way because it's right next door here. Well, sort of. Nash, we got to figure this out, Nash. Yeah. You got the Dublin house is next door. Right. And then Antoinette's is next to that. It's like next. So is Dublin house like 30 and a half? Yeah. 31 and a half? 30 and like a 1/4. 1/4, okay.
30 and 3/4?
Because Antoinette Boulangerie is next to that, right? They provide us with these fine desserts and pastries and this dizzying array, as you'll hear about later in the program.
I was kind of thrown for a little bit for a second. It looked too good. I thought they were fake at first, but they're super real.
They're a dizzying array. Do not look, because I don't want you like falling off your chair. Also, by Mr. Pizza Slice. Mr. Pizza Slice provides the pregame meal here at OneMore with Danny Coleman, and they're also on Monmouth Street right here in the heart of Red Bank. So I want to thank all of them for sponsoring this program, and if there's anything any of you would like to see happen on this show, please email me at dcoleman.drice@gmail.com, dcoleman.drice, D-R-I-C-E, @gmail.com, or driceproductions@gmail.com, and we'll see if we can make that happen for you guys out there. So also, we have if you go to our One More with Danny Coleman Facebook page, you'll see that we kind of have a drive. Matt has put together some of my finest dance moves on that page, and we are driving for the 100, and we're getting close. Tom, how close are we? Getting there. There you go. That's a good estimate. We're getting there. We're getting there. We're driving for the 100 subscribers so we can get a dedicated URL for this show every week. So please go to our page and subscribe. I notice on my Facebook page there are a lot of invites that I sent out to like One More with Danny Coleman, and all it says is invited. Nash, we got to get them to click like, Nash. Yeah. Can they like win a date with you or something if they click like?
No, man. With you, of course. You're the star of the show.
With the show. Oh, boy. Well, we have a studio audience of Kevin tonight. Kevin, how are you, sir?
I'm doing all right, Dan.
Fantastic. There you go. That's right. We'll give Kevin a round of applause. And this is all happening here this evening for my guest. Now, are we going with Tam Justin? Tam Garcia, what are we calling you here?
Well, I guess
how about just Tam?
Cat's out of the bag now. Yeah. It was. I did that for work reasons, but they found me, so it's all right.
It's out.
So,
there you go.
It's out. Right. But Tam Justin Garcia. Just don't call me late for dinner.
Oof,
that's all.
I know. Well, we'll give you pastries if you're late. You got dinner out there too. And Tam is a member of the New Jersey band Garden State Line, and he's here tonight to talk about the band, and he's here to talk about the 30th anniversary Making Waves concerts, and there's a big one coming up in another week and a half at the American Spirits Roadhouse in Asbury, July 21st, and that's featuring you guys and the CC Coletti Band with Anthony Kreisen.
Yep.
And
this band's like Waiting on Mongo. I'm really excited about. I have a friend in there that it's the whole lineup for the whole day is going to be a great day. I'm really just excited to be a part. And it's cool because a lot of, you go out, you make friends with a lot of musicians, and like you never get to see each other unless you're playing a show with them. So it's just good to catch up with some people. So I'm excited about it.
There's an event that happens in Trenton or Hamilton, New Jersey every year, and it's always on the same night of my radio show Christmas party.
Mm-hmm.
My buddy Ernie White raises $10,000 to $20,000, anywhere in that range, in one night.
Wow.
For the Trenton area soup kitchen, or various charities. It's
Oh, wow.
usually the
That's
Trenton
awesome.
Area Soup Kitchen, and it's his Christmas show, and it's basically like a musical iPod. But what it does is, every band gets up there, gets to do one song. Next band is boom, boom, boom.
Yeah.
It's just one right after another. But what it does is it allows the other musicians in the area to actually see the other musicians play
Yeah.
for those same reasons.
Yep.
How often do you get out to see other bands?
Rarely. Really, it's. I'm not kidding. It's like if we're not playing a show, maybe once every 3 or 4 months I'll get out to catch somebody's show. Like if the stars align, Mercury's in retrograde, and
not again.
not again. It's always in retrograde if you ask anybody.
That's right.
Mercury's in retrograde. I don't know.
That's the problem.
I don't know who says it like that, but I'd imagine that somebody would say it that way.
Probably the drummer.
Probably the drummer.
Yeah.
Probably the drummer.
So
Those
who
drummers.
Who else is in your in Garden State Line?
This the latest incantation of it is we have Andrew Radice on the drums, my friend Jim Hart on bass, and then my really good friend Corey Stanbury on saxophone. He is a saxophone player. He's not on a saxophone player. Anyway, I digress.
Maybe it's a saxophone player.
Whoa, yeah. Wait a second.
Hey.
But yeah, no, it's a fun lineup. We just played yesterday down in Asbury Park at the Wonder Bar.
Okay.
And the day before we were up in Ringo's at a winery out in Old York Cellars. So
yes.
yeah, it's been a busy couple days.
Hey, what was at the Wonder Bar yesterday?
It's their Sunday retreat sponsored by Naked Turtle Rum that they're doing that, and it's pretty good.
Yeah.
It's good.
Who else was on that bill?
No, just us.
Just you guys?
Yeah, it's
Wow,
from 2 to
cool.
5, just a couple hours, just hang out, play some music by the beach. Doesn't get any better than that.
Oh, actually, the very first gig I ever did in Asbury Park was on a Labor Day weekend at the Wonder Bar.
Yeah, nice.
Yeah.
I love that room. I really do love that room. It's just a lot of fun to play there.
Oh, yeah. The stage is perfect,
Mhm.
It's that perfect height where you're up just high enough where you can see everybody.
Yep.
The lights really don't get in your way. So tell me about Garden State Line. Tell us. Tell everybody. That's your camera right there. Tell them about Garden State Line. How'd you guys form? Where's your base of operations?
We're a band and we do things at places with people.
Thank you. Good night. That's
All right.
it. Later. See ya.
We're out. No. We're. It's always like the toughest questions, like, oh, what kind of music do you play, and stuff like that. And we're a mix of rock, reggae, blues, jazz, Latin. It's really just a big fusion. I feel like it's just all encompassing, kind of like how New Jersey is. It's got a little bit of something for everybody, And that's just kind of what we cater to, It's I always tell everybody, we just songs to get drunk to. We're not trying to reinvent the wheel. We're just trying to have fun. And I think that's what we're about.
Well, you gave me a disc a couple of months ago, and yes, most of it wound up on my iPod.
Awesome.
You fellas, you are. I don't want to use the term eclectic because you're really not, but you have varying sounds on your, on your CD. Now, how many discs do you have?
We have just our one main record right now, The Send Off. It's on iTunes, on all platforms of social media. You can pick it up, or you can just come to a show and get one. We have CDs. And remember CDs? It's a little round thing. If you don't like the CD, you can use it as a coaster.
Perfect.
So it's cool.
What are those social media sites?
You can check us out on Facebook, iTunes for sure, Spotify. I just found out the other day that we're on Spotify, which was kind of funny to me, but we'll see. CD Baby, of course, and then, again, I guess really like the show is probably the best place to come and pick it up from us.
Nice.
But you can check us out on Twitter, Instagram, Garden State Line, and Garden State Line NJ.
Find you guys there.
Yeah.
Actually, Nash, we are using one of those discs to level the table over here, right?
What?
One of the Garden State Line discs, that's what's leveling the table. Can you get a shot of that?
If there's anything more ironic about us leveling something out, then
No, you guys are a lot of fun. When you came in on Rock on Radio a couple of months ago, which I have
you found out that I have absolutely zero sense of direction. It's a miracle that I made it here today.
Seriously.
I told them I was driving around for about 10, 15 minutes just trying to figure out where I was.
I was trying to drive around that long trying to find parking.
Yeah.
King Crimson is at the Count Basie, which is only a block and a half down the street.
No kidding.
So yeah,
All right.
So it's full of old hippies, Nash. Old hippies,
Oh, yeah.
like me. They have hair though. I think. It's probably in a ponytail. So, you were here because Bob Macon hath decreed it.
Yes.
You will take Tam from Garden State Line.
So it is written, so it shall be
Let
done.
it be done. And you're going to be playing that concert that we just spoke of.
Yes, we are.
How'd you... Bob did a piece on you guys in one of his Making Waves columns? Or?
I'm going to be completely honest, and Bob, don't judge me. I'm sorry, but it was really just I got an email. He sent
Who's Bob?
Yeah, right. He sent us an email, and it was just that was it. It's like, hey, we're doing the show, and we really want you, be cool if you guys could do it, and my philosophy is if you have a zip code, we'll be there, and that was that. So we're on the show, and it's just excited to be on a bill that's, just all this talent. I mean, you got CeCe Coletti again, Anthony Kreisen, Waiting on Mongo's. I think it's so many people, like it's almost kind of like I can't articulate what I'm trying to say.
No, this show, it starts early too. It starts at like 5 p.m.
At 5 and goes until Sunday.
It's at the American Spirits Roadhouse in Asbury, New Jersey.
Not Asbury Park.
Correct. Asbury.
I made that mistake.
Is that where you went the first time?
Oh yeah. Needless to say, we went on a little bit later than we were supposed to go.
Oh God, because that's not exactly a close drive to Asbury.
No, but nothing a little bit of James Bond driving can't fix. Traffic laws are just a suggestion.
And you
just
got
keep
there.
going. Yeah,
See ya?
We got there. Minor injuries to other people. It was fine. It was okay. That's a them problem, not me.
I'm from Garden State Line.
Yeah, exactly. It's just like I got places to be. I'm out.
That's right.
That's it. I'm in the band.
That's how it works,
That's
right,
it.
Nash?
I'm in the band. It's over. That's my excuse for everything.
Have you ever used that excuse?
No, I've never
No?
done that. Actually, I did get out of a ticket once because a cop knew who I was. For actual music, not because it's like, oh, I have like a criminal record or anything. But he's just like, my daughter listens to you. And I'm like, oh, cool. Have a nice day. Okay, thanks. I just left.
Yeah, right?
Meanwhile, I'm sweating bullets. It's like, oh my God, please don't find the dead hooker in my car.
No, well, now being a drummer, I had my drums in the back seat of my pickup truck, and the hardware and everything was in the bed.
Mm-hmm.
And I had a gig in Asbury, and it was like 1:30, 1:45 in the morning. I'm coming home.
Oh, yeah.
Now, I got who is drunk as a monkey. I mean, it's just, he's ripped, right? My truck. I'm Dunkin' Donuts coffee. It's close hiding in the bed of my pickup because sudden that hour there is nobody in front of me, nobody behind me, and all of a sudden there's rollers. Oh, right?
Yep.
I'm thinking, oh no. I'm rolling down both windows. I'm driving, trying to get the smell of alcohol out of the car. Cop pulls over and he looks in and he says, do you know why I pulled you over? I said, honestly, I have no idea. And he says, you been drinking? I said, he has. And now all of a sudden he's going to wake up and talk. Hey, officer! And I'm like, oh, just shut up. Just shut up. I said, why did you pull me over? He says, well, you kind of, when you changed lanes, it looked like you swerved a little bit. And I said to him, I said, I got my coffee here. I was probably trying to put it back in a cup holder. And he says, oh, you're a musician, huh? I said, yeah. I said, I had a gig in Asbury. He came with me. I said, so I had a gig. I wasn't drinking. He made up for both of us. He looks in at my buddy and he's like, all right, give me a second. Comes back with my license. He goes, all right, get him home and to sleep. He goes, be careful next time. So it was like, thank God I had my drums in the back seat, or it would have been, one of us would have been walking the line, you know what I mean?
Saving grace there.
That and the Dunkin' Donuts coffee, but
yep.
you know,
It's funny, like when your music, your instruments, like kind of like a lot of people always think it's like, oh great, I'm a musician, I'm totally getting pulled over, because they're always gonna bust you for something. Just like, what do you got in the case, or what do you got this? And especially when I had my long hair, forget about it. I was always randomly selected for everything. But I'm coming home from my friend's wedding up in upstate New York, out in Buffalo, and coming down the throughway, and I don't even know. I must have been doing like 95 or something, just playing tag with this car, and this cop pulls me over. He's like, "What are you doing?" I'm like, "It's playing a wedding," and he's like, "What kind of guitar you got there?" I'm like, "It's a Taylor." He's like, "All right." Comes back. He's like, "I'm gonna give you a ticket for less than what you were doing because I don't want you to lose your license or anything. Just be safe in the whole nine." But it's like it's like at that point it's just like, I'm just gonna give you less because I can't just let you go. This isn't NASCAR.
Yeah, right.
You know,
look
and
at this.
needless to say, and I'm driving down in like my 4-cylinder Civic, and it's like, total badass.
See, you start talking about the police, my collar stands up on that. Whoa, let me woo. No, but it is. It's really funny. It's I've had that happen. More than once. I had it happen coming from a chili contest in Woodbridge. I came around. I made apparently an illegal left. I didn't know you couldn't make a U-turn inside the. It was a Sunday. And the business was closed, so I made a U-turn, and next thing I know, state troopers are pulling me over on the ramp on Route 9, and I'm like, again, my buddy I'd been drinking that was with me, different guy this time.
I was going to say it'd be a lot better if it was the same friend, but okay.
Right? And the cop pulls me over, he says, "I smell alcohol." So he stepped up. He's like, "Yeah, it's me." He says he was in a chili contest. "You were in a chili contest?" "Yeah, where?" "J.J. Biddings in Woodbridge." "I love that place, man. Did you win?" "Yeah." He goes, I said, "You'll be eating my chili for the next 2 weeks." "I'm there, man. All right, be careful next time." And he took off. I'm thinking, oh, man.
The bonding powers of chili.
Right? Chili and music.
That's it. Bringing people together.
That's all we do, which is what Garden State Line does, at which we're going to do at the 30th anniversary of the Making Waves concerts.
Yes, we
Now,
are.
are you involved with Rock New Brunswick at all either, or no?
Rock New Brunswick.
That's another Macon production. They're doing it in September.
Is it? No, that one, at least not that I know of yet, but I'm also not exactly the guy that you want to talk to for information, which is kind of funny as to why I'm here.
I was going to say, he's not the guy we want to talk to. Bring us the guy we want to talk to.
Hold on, I'll get you the drummer. I'll get you our drummer on FaceTime real quick. Andrew.
Pull him up.
That's it. All right, cool, you got to tell everybody.
We should actually try that, I think.
Do it.
There you go. Go ahead, get him on FaceTime. We'll do that. Right, Nash?
Yeah, I'll try.
We'll get there. Why not?
Why not? Huh?
Call him.
Let's see.
If you're just clicking on, this is One More with Danny Coleman. I'm Danny Coleman. That's Tam from Garden State Line.
What's up, everybody?
And we're going to try and FaceTime their drummer right now because he's the guy we should be talking to, according to Ted.
Yeah, all right, let me see. All right, first let me learn how to work my phone.
All right, while you're doing that, I'll ask you simple questions.
Okay.
Simple yes or no questions.
Okay.
Do you have the money you owe me?
Orange.
There you go. See? And they say musicians are tough to deal with. So how did the band form, actually?
The band formed. I'd been doing acoustic shows for the longest time, and a mutual friend of mine and Andrew's, because Andrew was in, and we were just in separate music projects. He was in a band called Defunct, and then One Day's Pay, and a couple other bands. He's just the bane of a good drummer. If you're a good drummer, you're in everybody's band. So that was his deal. But our friend Phil Walker was just like, oh, let's just get together, because he was a rapper and MC. So we worked together and did a couple songs, and like that was that. So it's like it's like a weird acoustic hip hop thing that we did, and we played a show together. I opened up, did our set, and Andrew just came up and just jumped up on the drums because his kit was already set up. His band was playing later, and he just jumped up, and then from then on, we've been playing music together ever since. So we originally formed as a hip hop group.
Really?
Yes, it was definitely more hip hop influence than rock, and then as it progressed, we had different members. Phil had left the band. We got another guy came in, and then just at that point, it was just like, okay, now we're just gonna go full fledged into we're gonna lose the hip hop element, at least the rapping element from it, and then we just went to just straight, 4-piece singer, just rock, fusion, whatever blend of music that it is that we do at whatever given time. So our sound has just constantly evolved, and there's always just been like a random group of players in there, but we originally started off as a hip hop band. Yeah.
Really? I would never have thought that.
Mm-hmm.
Was that more you than anybody else, or?
No. I actually wanted it because I didn't want to be the focal point on it. I just wanted to just write the songs and then just write a hook and then just come in, sing it, and then just be done with it. I wanted the least amount of responsibility possible, and then just things just shift, and it was just, I guess the natural evolution of where the band was going, where everybody was at, all the players that we had at the time. As our bass player, he was like a pop punk, metal, kind of influence kind of guy, not like thrash metal, but like Taking Back Sunday, bands like that, heavy influence by them. And then we had another guitar player, my friend Derek, who was kind of like a Jack Johnson, the very surf dude, very laid back, big into Pearl Jam. So it was just all these different avenues. It was kind of like 5 points of New York. Not that this is like a weird analogy, but it's just like we all just kind of intersected, and just that's what happened, and that's always been our credo, is like whatever the song calls for. It was always like the staple and like the quote that goes through every record. Every record, every song, it's just like whatever the song needs, that's what the song has to be. So
great.
Yeah.
Well, do you know what we need?
What do we need?
We need pizza, Nash.
Yeah.
We need pizza from Mr. Pizza Slice. Mr. Pizza Slice is a Red Bank institution with a new vibe. For over 45 years, Steve operated Mr. Pizza Slice on Monmouth Street right here in Red Bank. But the new owners have 100% kept the original pizza, which was called Steve's Original Pie. It's pretty original, don't you think? Kev, it's pretty original, right? There, okay. As well as the signature Italian hot dog and French fry. Is that the pizza? What is it? Which one? Oh, the margarita pie. There you
I'll
go.
model it for you.
Our
at
pizza
that.
model. Well, we got to bring it in closer here. Our pizza model, producer / director, Carousel Arts man. There you go. See? There's
Nice.
Mr. Pizza Slice.
Right on. So now, like, what happens now, dude? Like, do we fight over this pizza? Like,
No, you
is
can
like a
have it
battle
if you
that-
want.
Oh,
You can have it.
all right,
You
cool.
can have
It's
that if you want.
Fight Club out
Hey,
in the parking
go
lot.
right ahead and munch away on it.
I will do that.
New additions include pizzas with various toppings that can be ordered by the slice, hot and cold sandwiches, and smaller appetizer dishes. We have kept a lot of Steve's feeling there, and the classic video game machines and added delivery services, longer hours, and Sunday hours. So you can call Mr. Pizza Slice on Sunday. And I want to thank them very much for hooking us up with the pies before every One More with Danny Coleman right here. How is it? Besides cold.
That's delicious.
There you go. Cold pizza.
Good cold quality pizza.
That's it. Cold pizza, warm beer. Doesn't get any better than this.
You wanna hear a quick funny story while you're eating your pizza?
Okay. I love funny stories.
When I was a kid, just out of high school, a friend of mine and I, whose father traveled a lot, we were sitting at his apartment. Now the drinking age back then was 18, right? You remember that, Kev? Drinking age was 18, and so we would just like hang out and have a few beers. We'd have a few drinks, listen to the stereo, whatever, watch the whatever was on television sports wise. So one night, it's about 2:00 in the morning. We had some friends over playing the old drinking game quarters. Boom, trying to bounce it in. Well, my buddy's loaded. So there was a DJ on WYSP in Philadelphia, an attractive young lady by the name of Cindy Drew. So he decides to call up WYSP as he's eating cold anchovy pizza at 2:00 in the morning and request a song because she's on like the midnight to 4 a.m. shift because she's new, And he says, I want to hear a song. Okay, well, can I play anything by the Doors? Anything in particular? I don't care. Anything by the Doors. She says, anything else? He's like, yeah, and I love your thighs. So I'm like, give me the phone.
That could be the greatest pickup line
Right?
ever in
Right?
existence. Ever.
So we hang up the phone and she comes on the air and she says, and she plays the end. So it's like 11 minutes long, And she says, and this is for the guy in Jersey that loves my thighs, right? Now, fast forward like 30 years, I'm sitting in Camden at the which is now called the BBT Center, and I'm sitting there, and in front of me is Cindy Drew. I tapped her on the shoulder. I was like, Cindy, I said, I got to tell you that, it's such a pleasure to meet you. I told her, she goes, I remember that. She said, I was new to radio. That was one of my first weird calls. I said, yeah, that was my buddy. I said, I was there. I'm the one that ripped the phone away from him. So, but now Cindy and I have become friends, and we talk fairly regularly.
That's awesome.
Now she's on WMGK, and she's been in radio for 30 years. So it's pretty funny. So you never know what's gonna happen down the line. You know what I mean? So, how was it? Good?
Oh, I actually never got it. Can I just get my first slice, please?
More wine for our guest.
No. sorry. My manners have escaped me.
There you go. That's
no,
all right.
that was really good pizza.
Yeah, it was the margarita pie, actually, right? With the big
A margarita.
Yeah, correct. So what is the band? Take us through a band practice with Garden State Line.
Ooh, okay. Band practice.
First, you get pizza from Mr. Pizza Slice.
Yes.
Okay.
First, yeah. Well, that's actually a tradition. It's pizza, beer, and then we just get there, set up, tune up. I'll usually start playing a riff or whatever I've been working on, and then we just jam for about an hour. Just free form, just jam. Whatever happens, and then we just go in and yeah.
You ever get any material written that way?
Every song that we have has always come from that.
Really?
It comes from, I have like the basic kind of like structure blueprint with like, okay, I have these parts here. This is my idea. And then we just go and we loop it, and it loops like we have. So like if I go through my phone right now or any of our phones, you've got half ideas, quarter ideas, just incomplete pieces of things. It's like, okay, this was cool. Let's keep this element, and then we'll keep this, and then bring that, and then it's basically just like one giant jigsaw puzzle, and we just end up putting it together, and then that's how the songs come about. Especially like with the first record, there's a couple songs where it's like almost like three different songs within one song, and it's just like, all right, cool. So we've got this with that, and just sewn together in a weird way. It's like I'm the worst at this, actually. No, but yeah, it's basically it's very, very loose. We don't have just like we're gonna do this and da, 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 da. If we have like a show coming up, we'll like kind of get ready for that show, have an idea of like what we're gonna do, catering to what the show we think it's gonna be. It's like, okay, well, we're playing with these bands, they kind of sound like this. Let's play these songs which more kind of fall in line with that, and then we gauge it. So, and then usually any set list that we end up writing are all the songs that we just don't play. So that's why we never write a set list. So we just say, all right, we're going to wing it, and we just feel off the crowd.
We still laugh about it to this day. I used to be in a band with a woman, and she would create this set list. And somewhere by the third song, set list just went right out the window, you know? And it was a running joke, like, all right, I got $1 says we skip it at song 5. I got $1 says we skip it after the first 2.
Yeah, what's the over under?
And it was like a pull, but we always had a lot of fun. You kind of just went out there and went with the flow, let the audience dictate.
Yep.
The type of music that you're going to play, and you guys got some really, really good original material.
Thank you.
Because you really don't play covers. I mean, you do a few here and there.
Yeah,
but
here and there. But yeah, it's all original music.
And it's the kind of original music where you sit down and say, this is really good stuff. You don't, like, I've gone to see some original acts. All right, what else you got? Mm-hmm. But you guys are upbeat. You're ready to go. I mean, it's all interesting because everything's different. Yeah. Like I said earlier in the program, there's not one mold where we could say, oh, they're singer-songwriters. Oh, they're they're a ska band. Oh, you guys kind of like mix it up, rock and roll and...
Yeah, rock and roll, blues, a little bit of reggae influence, not a reggae band, because that's a very, very distinct difference in like... It's funny because like you get like the hardcore like reggae fans, and it's true because like there's specific rhythms, and we talked about this on the last time we got together. We had talked about reggae music, how it is there's specific rhythms, and it's everything's like, oh, it's whatever. No, it's actually there's a structure to it, and like this kind of it's a very set like in its ways, and we're reggae influence. I always have to tell people it's like we're not a reggae band. That's always like my thing. It's like we're not.
Do you know exactly what you just said to me? Now, last time we had gotten together, had I interviewed Andy Summers of the Police yet?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, we.
He went up one side of me and down the other for saying that, and because he thought I called the Police a reggae band, and my statement to him was, at times the police had somewhat of a reggae sound or influence, it seemed. And I was going to talk about his guitar sound. He didn't even let me get it out of my mouth. He just, yes, Andy Summers of the Police flipped out on me. You know, if you continue to call this, you know, the police a reggae band, this interview is over. Guess what? This interview's over anyway.
Wow.
You know, I didn't call you a reggae band, but you can't deny you had.
Oh, yeah.
At times you had a reggae sound.
Yeah, I mean,
you know?
come on. I'm sorry. The bed's too big without you. What? But
Roxanne.
yeah, you know, it's
you know, why are you denying what got you there? But with you guys, it's kind of all over the place. So that's it's controlled chaos.
yeah,
You know?
that's like the best way to describe everything about this band. It's just chaos, and we're just it's gonna be a good time.
Right.
We're not sure what's gonna happen, but it's gonna be fun. Or nothing else, it'll be interesting.
Well, you guys, when you were in the studio, now I have to explain to everybody who's watching at home. I had recorded a show with Tam and the other guys from the band for my radio program, Rock on Radio, and you were scheduled to air on Father's Day, June 18th, and we had recorded it at the beginning of May or the end of April, or
somewhere around there. Again,
right.
Direction and dates and times.
I think it was
do
June. Yeah, it was the end of April, whatever was recorded. So the station was supposed to put it in a can and leave it there. Well, days before their program's supposed to air, because I was going to Syracuse for my son's thing, the triathlon, the station says, the file was compromised. We don't even have it anymore. What? Yeah. So, actually, you can hear Tam next week on Rock on Radio, next Sunday night. And so it kind of like went right out the window, but we talked about everything under the sun.
Oh, yeah, just
that
about
night.
time travel,
That's
space travel,
right.
the fact that I have
flux
no
capacitor.
idea. Flux
Yeah, we talked
capacitor.
about
I have
it all
no
then.
idea where I am at any given point in time, ever.
Yes,
With the Russian hackers who
obviously.
Yeah.
The Russians did it.
Yeah. When in doubt,
Blame the Russians.
blame the Russians.
Blame Canada. Oh, wait.
Blame Canada. Can we do that with the licensing? I don't know how that works.
Maybe. I don't know. It is the World Wide Web.
It's true. It's like the Wild West out here.
That's right. See? But, when you were on the program, we covered all kinds of various things like that. And one of the things that struck me funny, is that you fellas were you were just fun. And you were all over the place, but it all came together when it had to.
Yep.
My good buddy Charles Larita, I used to tell him interviewing him and his band was like eating soup with a fork, because I would get nowhere. It was like Jonathan Winters and Robin Williams on a Tonight Show. Johnny Carson would introduce them, and then he would just sit back, and they would go off. But you guys were a close second. It was fun. And I have yet to see you live, the band live, other than what you did in the studio. But I have this feeling that it's a very fun show.
Try to have as much fun as we can. We've only got so much time, so let's just make the best of it. That's how I look at it. And that's, I lucked out and I met a bunch of really, really good players and really good friends, and we all have that same attitude. Like, let's just have fun. That's it. You only get so many turns around the sun.
Isn't that what music's supposed to be?
I think that's what life is about. I think that's what life's supposed to be. But yes, music for sure. We're just trying to have a good time.
Life is supposed to be fun.
Exactly.
That same guy that called Cindy Drew said to me one time, I don't know when I'm checking out of this hotel, so I'm going to make the most of my stay.
Yep.
And it's true. You never know what's happening. I said that to a guest on my radio show one time. I said, he was saying how life is short. You got to make the most of it. I said, yeah, you could walk out the door and get hit by a bus. And he looked me dead in the face and says, I have. And I thought he was kidding. So I'm like, yeah, right? And he's like, no, seriously, I have. I got hit by a bus. Oh my God. I was like, oh no. What do you do with that, Nash? What do you do with that when somebody says to you, I got hit by a bus?
It's at that point like life should be a cartoon and you either turn into a huge sucker or a huge ass. And like that's what happens, and then you just fall off the cliff, Wile E. Coyote style.
Of course, fortunately, he bailed me out and began to explain what happened, how he got hit by the bus. Somebody wasn't paying attention, and he went to grab him, pulled them back, and the bus hit him instead.
Wow.
I was like, wow. It's like stuff they make like kids shows about.
What kind of kid shows are you watching?
Hey. We'll talk.
Well, yeah, just let me know what channel.
No, because then the other one's indebted to him. The rest of it, oh my God, I owe you my life.
Oh, yeah, all right.
Remember now, let's go with the plot.
All right, cool.
Let's go with the plot.
I got it now.
All right, now
we're dancing.
I have a question for my crew, actually.
Uh-oh.
Last week, Tom wasn't here. So we had Nick.
You playing hooky, Tom?
We had Nick. Where's Nick this week?
He's not here.
Because Tom's here? He was the emergency fill-in?
Yep.
Oh, all right. Here comes the director. Explain to us what happened.
I lost the file.
Yeah.
He lost the file.
He lost the file.
My private server got hacked.
The Russians did it. The Russians did it.
I have no idea what that has to do
So
with
much for our viewership in Moscow.
No one expects the Spanish Inquisition.
You guys aren't touring over there anytime soon, are you?
Actually, I just booked it. No.
Did you? Nice. Nice.
Right at the Kremlin.
Live from the Kremlin, Garden State Line. How'd you come up with that name?
I got drunk.
Nice.
I got
Okay.
really drunk. Our first show out. My whole idea, and I was actually
Told you
talking
they
to
were
the,
fun.
I was talking to the crew about this before. We have a song. We had a song called Garden State Line that we did and we wrote. But my idea was we'd call the band To the Nines, and we all show up at shows in suits.
Okay, dressed to the nines.
Yeah, dressed to the nines. And nobody got it. You're the first person that's gotten it.
What? Oh, wait. No, hold on. I
Ho,
got it.
ho, ho, ho. It's like, pump the brakes out. You got it. Yes, no. But,
Wow, jeez.
sorry. Well, yeah, I'm definitely not invited to that party.
He was
We'll
here
talk about
first.
that later. No. But that was going to be the gimmick. You know, we're just show up looking sharp and dressed to the nines, and that was it. So we get to our first show. I'm there, nervous. I always have anxiety. I've always had performance anxiety. I always get like crazy nervous like before. Like I would do laps around wherever it was that we were playing. So I would go through my thing, but instead my friend's just like, oh, here, just calm down. We'll give you some WD-40. I'm like, what are you talking about, WD-40? He's like, well, loosen up the hinges. I'm like, what are you talking about? It's like, we're going to do a shot. I'm like, okay. So we did a shot. Didn't tell me that the shot was tequila. I did the first shot of tequila. I was like, okay, so I can't drink anything else. Can't drink anything else. So 4 shots of tequila later, we're about to go on. And I'm up there. I'm a mess. Like, well, yeah, yeah. I was that guy. You could smell the booze.
After just 4 shots?
Well, I was empty stomach. I broke a lot of rules. The first rule of the drinking world, you always eat first. We're also here to educate and inform. That's it. But you eat first. I did not. So, on top of the pre-gaming that I had done beforehand, and then just the loosening up with the tequila shots. A couple tequila shots. I say 4. It could have been 8. We don't know for sure.
4 squared.
Yeah. There was a 4 involved in the equation. I'm not sure how it worked out. But we get up there, and it's like, we played our first song. Everything's going well, and it's time to say something and introduce the band. So what do? We're Garden State Line! And then we went on to play the song Garden State Line after, and then it was just like, oh, they're Garden State Line. And it's like, and then it's just stuck.
See?
It's stuck.
Now let that be a lesson to anybody who says nothing good can come from all that drinking. There you go. They got a band name, right? That's the power of positive drinking, as my friend Edgar Winter says.
Yep. So, but yeah, that I'm pretty sure that's how it went down.
That's what everyone else tells you.
Yeah. So I'm told. I don't know. I might have fought a dragon. I'm not sure.
There's an old saying that goes with that.
Fighting a dragon?
Yes.
Yes. Okay.
Liquor before beer, nothing to fear. Beer before liquor, never been sicker.
Ah.
See?
Yeah.
Or just do both and just deal with it.
At the same time.
or just
Yeah.
don't be a wuss and just drink.
Make sure nothing comes first.
Right? What's that commercial? She's like, oh, I was heavy night of drinking scotch. It's like a pitcher. It's like 1910 or something. It's like a heavy night of drinking a scotch. Oh, they're throwing in the relief pitcher. Oh, it's me. Deal with it. Be a man.
Right? I remember when Barry Bonds was in the middle of hitting all the home runs, you know.
Oh,
He
hitting all those steroids? Fight me, Barry. Don't,
Right.
please, because he'll
leave it
destroy me.
leave it to the Philadelphia fans. When the Giants were in Philly, you know, one of them held up a sign. Babe Ruth did it on beer and hot dogs. You know?
Shoot, and they said that he had like amazing eyesight. Fun random fact that like Babe Ruth could read the letters on a license plate from like a block away or something like that. Something ridiculous.
I was not aware of that.
Yeah,
I
but
can't
you know.
see my hand in front of my face sometimes.
Yeah, but you know, they also at one point in time they also said that cigarettes were good for you. So I mean, go figure.
Hey, these things.
Pastries.
Pastries are where it's at because they're from Antoinette Boulangerie. They specialize in creating delicate and sophisticated works of art using only the highest quality ingredients. Located at 32 Monmouth Street, right here in the heart of beautiful downtown Red Bank, New Jersey, they're a fully operational bakery with all of the baking done on the premises daily.
They don't mess around.
Daily. In addition to the handmade variety of croissants and Danish, Antoinette's also offers a dizzying array
Dizzying.
Dizzying.
That's what it was. Okay.
of
So-
traditional French pastries, macaroons, cookies, and savory treats. Find them at AntoinetteBoulangerie.com. And Nash, don't focus on that too long.
You got to focus on it.
Tom? Tom, don't focus on that too long because people will be calling in suing us for vertigo and
Sorry,
dizzying
I
and
spent way too long on it. Memorized.
He's actually on the floor right now.
probably.
He's passed out.
He is.
Tom is passed out.
Well, Tom is only partially the man he used to be. He wasn't here because he had an appendix attack. So they removed his
What?
body parts.
Ah, you're just getting rid. You know, that's cool. You're just getting rid of stuff that.
That was
what
this
does
morning.
the appendix do? What does the appendix do?
What does the
anybody
appendix
know?
do, Tom? Didn't they give you the lecture?
It's
It
just
bursts.
a natural thing. It just carries poison and it bursts. You're kind of fucked.
Carries poison.
Damn.
You know what I'm thinking, Nash?
What?
Okay, never mind.
The difference between what the difference between medication and poison is the dosage.
No, I'm thinking of some certain people I know that carry poison.
She's poison.
That's right. Venomous snakes. Blood suckers. Oh, wait. Sorry. I digress.
Oh, you were watching Castlevania too?
Ah, I should have.
It's so good. It's so good. Sorry.
good.
It's so good. It's dizzying pastries good.
No way.
Oh my god. It's like if you took a pastry and you put it on top of a Mr. P's slice of pizza.
Oh.
Like, I don't even know if we're ready for that. I don't even know if we're ready for it.
That's the next level.
Times
Like, could you imagine if they just like joined forces? Like, with
Okay.
our powers combined, we're gonna give you
We'll start
diabetes.
Antoinette's Pizza Slice.
We'll start a food war.
What?
Oh, see?
A friggin' food revolution, maybe.
I'm telling you.
Epic meal time over here.
See, and every week Nash makes a pastry face. And
Pizza.
That's what we have.
So we're gonna make the Antoinette's pizza.
can you do that?
Can we do this?
Well, go right ahead. Dude, you step on in here, Mr.
You
Pizza Slice.
you have the formula down.
I have. Do I look like a person with a plan?
No, yeah, a little bit.
There goes your reputation.
All right.
One more with Danny Coleman, the show that ruins reputations by the day. We have, we're lucky here that we have,
No.
Antoinette sends their,
No, this is
and
cool.
a whole thing of coffee out there. It's a whole carafe of coffee.
Carafe of coffee.
Carafe. See? I even used it in a sentence.
That's fancy.
I'm telling you. So,
fancy.
who's the primary lyricist for you, gentlemen?
I am.
You are.
Yeah.
Okay.
I do. You know, it's everything is a collaborative effort, but a bulk of it, I stutter and stammer. No, but I am. Yeah, I come up with the bulk of everything.
Okay.
Lyrics, and then we just kind of just go in piece in there, and like the guys will interject, just like, oh, what if we'll do this, and then what if we flip this around here, and then again that crazy jigsaw puzzle that we all put together.
Right.
It's
It comes
you know,
together.
yeah.
Now, how often do you guys gig out?
It depends. I mean, this past week I did 3 shows. I did Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and then the band was Saturday and Sunday. So at any given point, we'll do 3 to 4 shows a week on average.
Oh, wow,
during
you
the
do play
summertime.
that
Yeah,
much,
no,
okay.
we play out. I mean, it's kind of dialed back a little bit. You know, kids, people getting married. That'll happen. That'll happen. Getting caught up in a game of the repeater.
Oh, I'm telling you.
But no, you know, it's slowed down. But for us, it's funny. Like I've noticed, like the trend is like during the winter and like the colder months, it's like it's kind of slow. Like we still play out like 2 or 3 times a week, or we'll take like a week off here and there randomly. But as soon as the weather breaks 70, it is. Can you play? 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 I'm like, hey, and I'm cool with that. Cool with that. But that
Now, is that
seems to be the
mostly
formula.
like showcase sets? Or are you doing just you guys?
Showcase sets. We do a lot of those because gotta eat. But literally we play. When we first started off, a bulk of the shows that we did were usually charity, nonprofit. Just benefit shows of any kind. A lot of work with the Children's Specialized Hospital, and just various benefits throughout. Whatever a friend of ours was doing. Like I have a couple friends that have been involved in soup kitchens, and relays for life, and walkathons, and all these kinds of things. So like I always love to be involved with that because I think that giving back is really, really huge. Because I mean, if the fact that people come out and see us and pay money to see us is kind of crazy to me. Like not. I guess maybe crazy is not the right word, and I don't know what the right word is, but it's people are coming out and giving their time to come and hang out with us. So I think that it's very important to give back, and because these are the same people that these are people that are coming out to see us. So you never know when pay it forward.
I always use the example of in 1984. The old Spectrum in Philadelphia was still going strong, And I had a friend call me up the day of. I got an extra ticket for Springsteen tonight at the Spectrum. You want to go? I wasn't really a big Springsteen fan, All right, I'll go. $16.
Wow.
Okay, $16 to sit towards the top of the second level. Now there are 3 levels in the Spectrum. Towards the top of the second level, sort of on the side of the stage, but more towards the floor.
Right.
Not towards the back, but towards. So they were decent seats. $16. It was the 7th night of 7 in a row at the Spectrum. Springsteen came on at 8:10, played till about 10 o'clock.
Wow.
Took a 20-minute break, 25-minute break maybe. Came back on around 10:20, 10:30. Played until 1:45 in the morning. The house lights came on at noon because of union regulations. He kept going. He played like Santa Claus is coming to town. This was September. It was like the 3rd week of September. He played stuff by the beat. He played Twist and Shout. He played Fortunate Son. He played anything. People were going. It was that was that. Across the street, Michael Jackson had reunited in JFK. JFK was still standing at the time, which is now Lincoln Financial Field, actually, that whole parking area over there. Michael Jackson had reunited with his brothers, and they did the Victory Tour.
Oh, wow.
Tickets were $50 to $60. They played 1 hour. Maybe a little more, right around an hour and 15, something like that. And that was that. And I know that because when we came out, the only parking lot that had cars in it was the Spectrum. All the other surrounding ones that were full when we got there, gone. Empty, right? So, $16 to see Springsteen. Now there are people paying more than that, like you said, to see an original act down the shore. Or in a bar, in a local bar. Kind of blows your mind a little bit. You know what I mean? It's kind of humbling, but at the same time, I guess if you adjust for inflation.
Yeah, but still at the same time, it's like if you look at it as like you're trading your hours for dollars, and like somebody like okay, yes, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to give this because I want to see you. This is what I'm going to do. And I think it's you have to give back, because like the whole ego thing, like it's everywhere and everybody has it, and I have it, but like you try and keep it in check, because it's the same people that you see on your way up are the same people that you see on the way down. And I just think it's just better to just be a good person. It's just better to be a good person.
I have a saying, Tam, that be careful of the toes you step on today, because they may be attached to the butt you have to kiss tomorrow.
Yep.
Especially in this business.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But yeah, I'm really torn on that. I shouldn't say that. I'm not torn, but I know a lot of musicians who think when they're playing or they're asked to do a charity event to raise money for a sick child or for somebody's medical bills, or the people think enough to come to you and ask you because they think you're going to put people in there that are willing to pay so they can raise money for this organization. I have a hard time charging the organization for us to be there.
Oh yeah, no, I've never done that.
Right.
Never. Everything that we've ever done has always been 100% of the proceeds go to wherever it is that they need to go.
Right.
I've been a huge advocate about that. I've actually, we've gotten into lost band members because of that.
Yeah, and I totally get it. I remember being at there was a very sick child, had cancer. They had this, like 4 bands at this park in a town called Yardville. We were sandwiched between a really good Allman Brothers tribute band and Jimmy and the Parrots. Okay. And as a matter of fact, Lance he used my drum kit, and then I tore it down, and we found out that, I don't know about Jimmy and the Parrots, but the Allman Brothers tribute band demanded $700 to play there, which is far less than they usually got. But they wanted compensation. And I understand that, because it's time, it's money, that's their job, that's how they get paid. However, it was a Saturday afternoon or a Sunday afternoon, and it was for a kid who was dying of cancer. I just, in good conscience, I could not ask for cash. And it just surprises me sometimes. If I'm going to do a freebie as a musician, that's what I do it as. Not at the local restaurant who says, well, why don't you come on in and, if you do well, I'll hire you.
It's going to be a good exposure gig for
right?
you.
Yes.
Build up those XP points.
So that's where I have issues.
Yeah. No, I'm with you.
I mean, you wouldn't go in there and say, why don't you give me a hamburger? If I like it, I'll pay you.
Yeah. Yeah. No.
Hey, come on.
It's pay as you exit.
Right? No. So what else do you have coming up with the band Garden State Line besides July 21st at the American Spirits Roadhouse?
We are... Actually, we're taking a break. We have a little lull. We've got this weekend coming up, and then we're going to just kind of focus on the Groove Fest, Jam and Groove Fest.
Okay.
For Asbury. And then at the end of the month, I'm actually filling in for my friend's band, the Backyard Superheroes, at the Starland Ballroom. They're opening up for the Mighty Mighty Boss Tones. So
no kidding.
Yeah, so...
I didn't know they were coming to the Starland.
Yeah. First time since...
They're a great band,
yeah,
man.
first time in New Jersey, I think, since 2003.
Oh, wow.
2004, something like that. That don't... somebody's going to fact check that and be like, he was wrong. And I probably am. Again, I'm not a beacon of information, but I am playing guitar for my friend's band. So that's going to be a good time.
Yeah, especially at the Starland. That's a great room.
Yeah, it's a good room.
Yeah, I've seen. I go whenever Flogging Molly comes to the Starland, because that's like a great room to see them guys in.
Yes.
And have you ever seen them there, Nash? Flogging Molly at the Starland?
They're like huge.
Oh yeah, it's great. But
man, I remember my friends. We went to go see Flogging Molly at the Birch Hill.
Ooh.
On Christmas, in the middle of a snowstorm, there was like maybe 15 people at the place because there was like this huge blizzard that was going on. I ended up not going. I ended up giving up my ticket, but they said that they had gone there and there was literally like 15 people in the whole place because again, you're playing in the blizzard, and they played start to finish. They went all out. So like for me, like hearing that, they're just a fun band.
A lot of fun.
They're fun.
They are a lot of fun.
They're a lot of fun.
They're a great band, and that's again, I have yet to get out and see you guys, but you just project, you exude funness. I'm really sorry
Really?
that whole interview got
Sorry about
compromised. Not fungus, funness.
Oh, funness.
Fungus.
I'm a fun guy. Hey,
Fungus.
sorry, everybody.
One more
you're
with
better than
Danny
that.
Coleman.
You're
Brought
better
to you
than
by the Mushroom Growers Association.
Oh, wait a second.
Oh, kept in the dark and fit. No, wait. Sorry.
I love that expression.
You like that one?
That's a good one. I love
That
it.
is a good one. Now you fellas, now when you do get together,
Mhm.
and like you said, you principally write the lyrics, and everybody else kind of, is there a principal music writer, or is it just a matter of you came up with something? Hey, what do you got, or what do you have, or
That's really more how it goes. I mean, like I'm, throughout the week, like I'm fiddling around, like just coming up with like the basic structure of the song. Like I'll do the cowboy chords or whatever you want to call them, and it's like, all right, well, this is what I was doing, and then again, it goes back to that jam that we do at the very beginning, and we just try out new things. It's like, oh, I liked what you were doing. What this part when the bass was doing this, and then like you had that one tom fill that was really cool, or like everybody just cut out and like the drum and bass kept going, like that was really cool when that happened. So it really kind of just goes like that, but it's kind of hand in hand, like with the principal lyric writing and like the music as well, because like it's I come in with the core, or like this nucleus of whatever, and then we just kind of build on top of that, and it either, if it works, then we keep it. If it doesn't, then we just toss it and then start from scratch. Just go from there.
I had to kind of laugh a little bit. I had Renee Maskin from Lowlight in here, and she said something to me. She was here and on the radio show, and she said something to me that I found quite interesting. And I said, "Well, who's the principal lyricist?" She said, "Well, I am." Oh, so nobody else could? No, she says, if I'm going to sing them, I got to believe in them. So I can't convey the proper emotion that somebody else wrote, So, but then I started thinking, well, you kind of do that with cover tunes, especially if you make them your own.
Yep.
But
Yeah, and I totally agree with what she said, because that's super on point.
No,
It's like, you got to believe what you're doing.
Mm-hmm.
Otherwise, if you don't believe it, why should anybody else?
Anybody else, right?
I think like it's
I
different.
think
with,
the term she used was, if I'm going to sell it, I have to feel it.
yeah,
Yeah.
and that's spot on. But I think like you were saying, is like you do the same thing with covers. But I think at some point, that's the whole thing with music, right? Like that's the one thing, like you can physically feel it. Right?
Right.
It's like I never wrote those words. Like, there are songs that I listen to, like I'll be driving around my car, it's a beautiful sunny day, got the windows down, I'm rocking out, song will come on, and then I'm sitting there wimping like a little kid with a skint knee. I'm like, because it just hits you, and there's nothing that you can do about it. And it's just like, what, like, I feel that, and
Right.
I'm not gonna sell it, but I totally believe it. It's just like there's certain songs, and I know everybody's had this. It's just like, this song was written about me right now. I mean,
Right.
everybody has 15 of those songs. I mean, I've got 30 right now that I can just shoot off the top of my head. I'm not going to, but because then everybody.
Yeah, we don't have that much time to kill.
No, we don't have that much time, and you don't want to see me cry. I got an ugly cry. It's not a good thing. It's not a good look.
So what do you listen to when you're not listening to Garden State Line?
I never listen to those guys. It's funny, in the morning on my commute, I listen to 105.9, the classical music,
Okay.
because I don't know how else to not kill people before having coffee.
Who's your favorite classical artist?
I want to say Claude Debussy.
Okay.
Claire de Lune is one of my favorite pieces ever. Actually, this tattoo is actually the intro
Oh, wow.
to the piece. And
Nice.
yeah, and I love that song. But it's so funny, because like classical music for me is like, I don't know a whole lot about it. I just listen to it, and it's just like, for me, it's kind of just like background. But I'm sitting there, and I'll just like get caught up, and I'm like rocking out. You see people like blasting whatever it is in their car, and then there's me just like basking in the glory of a trumpet section, this huge movement that's going on, like sitting there, and like I do that a lot. Sometimes when there's no music, I'm just in my car like yeah. People are like,
And
what's
people
going
think,
on?
people think you're doing something.
Yeah, you're just
Listen.
like, oh man, this kid is doing something. Let's get away from that car.
See, you can't expose children to that sort of stuff. Like when I was a kid, I think we talked about this on this program before. My first exposure to classical music was
Cartoons.
Bugs Bunny.
Yep, that was mine.
You know,
That was mine. God, it was so good.
Right?
It's so good.
Leopold.
Leopold. Leopold.
and the Flight of the Bumblebee, and the time he had was like Carmen Miranda, and the opera singer was supposed to be like Pavarotti. I mean, it was just it was like classic,
So
But because I have actually at home, I have an extensive collection of classical as well as big band stuff. Most of my big band stuff is on 78s because I have a Victrola.
Oh, wow.
And it's really neat to hear it the way it was recorded way back then.
That's
but
awesome.
well, you know what, Tan? It's time to play some music.
Oh no,
Yes,
I'm actually a musician.
Your hour has come to pass.
I'm a magician.
That's
Oh, no.
right. You're not just a pizza slice guy. You are.
I'm a whole pie kind of guy.
That's right. You are a musician. And while you are getting yourself ready to play, I am going to go over and talk a little bit about Monmouth music.
Right on.
Over here, I'm going to come over and see Tom. All right, Tom. Coming over to see you, bud. There you go. Monmouth music. Established in 1987, located in the center of historic Red Bank, New Jersey, which was voted the third best town in the United States by Smithsonian Magazine. Located within walking distance of the famed Count Basie Theater, Red Bank train station, and many of Red Bank's fine eateries, Monmouth Music continues the tradition of being a destination store for all levels of musician, from beginner through professional. New owner Mario Di Bartolo, a lifelong musician himself, offers a wide selection of brand name instruments at everyday low prices, both new and used, with personal, professional, and expert service only a family-owned and operated store can provide. Tom, does the neck repairing? There you go. Tam, not Tom. Tam. That's Tom. Do the valves on your saxophone need to be refitted? Tom?
Nope.
Okay, good. Do you even play the saxophone?
Nope.
Oh, good. Regardless of what day it is, bring your instrument to Monmouth Music for quality repairs. You'll enjoy prompt service from a team of repairmen who are always available. We have Bob Pinto's Guitar Hospital in the back, and we have BP Electronics Amplify service. Right now, without waiting any longer, you're all set? Tam? From Garden State Line, Tam.
All right, this song's called Chillin' on Nico's Couch.
Word you speak is buried deep down, please. Every sermon that you preach takes a beat away from my heart. Loved you from the start and gave you my whole heart. Then you dug a chasm I'd smash. The matter is, I tried, I call you, but now I sit here on and the Spanish skies are clear and now the truth. Hey, so Veronica, girl, you're looking for the one, and you'll know him when you see him. I'm just hoping I could be him. I say she'll know him when she sees him. I'm just hoping I could be him, and I could say every day, well, I sit around thinking about the things that we used to say to each other when we were lovers, under the covers and wrapped around each other now. Oh, every day I sit around thinking about the things that we used to say to each other when we were lovers, under the covers and wrapped around each other. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. You used to call me on the phone. Oh, girl, I wouldn't wait a minute if, oh, she was all alone. Veronica, I just don't understand, oh, where we went wrong, why it all ended, and when did it all begin? But ooh, what you wanna do? We'll get high on the deck, rest your cheek on my chest, love. Spend a beautiful afternoon now. Ooh, I'll only wait for you. We're just a boy and a girl in an unpredictable world, but why is it gotta end so soon? Because every day, oh, I sit around thinking about the things that we used to say to each other when we were lovers, under the covers and wrapped around each other now. Every day, oh, I sit around thinking about the things that we used to say to each other when we were lovers, under the covers and wrapped around each other. Lately, all that we do is just throw our lives away. Oh, now this pain you're putting me through, it just won't go away. Oh no, baby, baby, won't go away. It won't go away. Won't go away, away, away. It won't go away. Because so every day, oh, when I sit around thinking about the things that we used to say to each other when we were lovers, under the covers and wrapped around each other now. Every day, oh, I sit around thinking about the things that we used to say to each other when we were lovers, under the covers and wrapped around each other now. Every day I sit around now. Every day when I sit around thinking about how every day when I sit around thinking about the things that we say every day. Every day, every day, I sit around thinking about the things that we used to say. Tried to do that like natural fade out, right? What to do next? I don't know. All right, yeah. This song is called Darkest Before Dawn. It's going to be on our new record. I don't know when it's going to come out, but it'll be on it when it does. Well, it's nobody's fault but mine. Still I choose to walk the line. I don't care if it's wrong or right, I just don't want it to end tonight. Oh no, I don't want it to end tonight. Oh no, I don't want it to end tonight. So I just hold on, hold on. 'Cause it's always darkest for dawn. Just hold on, hold on. 'Cause it's always darkest for dawn. Because in 60 seconds you could change your mind, and you know in a minute you could change your life. You keep on fighting, don't you give up the fight. Things will be alright, they say. Say a coward dies 1,000 times, but you know from the darkness you can see the light. You keep on fighting, don't you give up the fight. Things will be alright, they say. You hold on, hold on. 'Cause it's always darkest for dawn. Just hold on, 'cause it's always darkest for dawn. Just hold on, 'cause it's always darkest for dawn. Oh, hold on, 'cause it's always darkest for the dawn. Before the dawn. Before the dawn. Before the dawn. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
Thank you
you.
so much
Thanks
for
for
coming on,
having
Tam.
Thanks for having me.
That's it right there. Tam of Garden State Line. July 21st, the American Spirits Roadhouse in Asbury, New Jersey. 30th anniversary of Making Waves concert. You can see the entire Garden State Line band there. Next week, who do we have next week, Matt? Do we know? The May Darlings, that's right. Next week we have the May Darlings making a rare public appearance.
Nice.
The May Darlings. They will be right here on One More with Danny Coleman next week. I want to thank Mario here at Monmouth Music, Antoinette Boulanger, and Mr. Pizza Slice for sponsoring this program. And again, if there's anything you want to see, reach out to me, dcoleman.drice@gmail.com. And we'll see if we can give you one more of something. So tune in again next week when you'll see the May Darlings, and we'll have one more. Good night.